All right, good morning, everyone. so, I will just wait for some homies to pop on, and in the meantime, as always, I will have my green tea. And I'm actually wearing makeup today. Like, what? Well, sort of makeup. I never really put a full face of makeup on. Got my CC cream, lipstick, Vaseline, mascara. That is my makeup. Christina is here. What's up? So, yeah, just waiting for all the homies to pop in and then we can have a nice little chit chat. Um, I will probably only be on till about um, just after 10 o'clock. New Age Lunatic, what's up? Oh, thank you. um, I have um, a memorial to go to at 11, or it starts at 11, so I'm going to leave just after 10 o'clock. My dude is working today, so he's going to try to make it back here in time so we can all go drive over to the church for my friend. So it is my friend's celebration of life. He was a really cool dude. Like he was the like one of the like not the head facilities manager, but like one of the janitors on campus at the school. And a couple of years ago, well, actually, it's a few years ago now, when we used to have our classrooms in the portables. After track practice, I would come back to my classroom and then I'd still work on a few things and, and then go home. And so at that time would usually be when he'd be getting to the portables. So he'd be like, cleaning up the carpet and, taking out the trash, and we'd get to like talking. And then I'd blast some music for him. And like, he was just really cool. And I loved chatting with him. We'd always find some time to talk, whenever we'd pass each other on campus and he was off to go, fix something or go clean something. And then he'd been out on, hey, Grun Ola. What up, Green Owl? So yeah, and then he went on, I think he was on workman's comp because he got hurt at work, so he'd been out for like a year, but I would see him around town every now and then. And the last time I saw him actually was at Oktoberfest, down at our German American societies. And I was like, what's up, Bill? And so he promised he was like gonna get he was gonna come back to the school, and he was like, you still working late? And I was like, I'm trying hard like not to work late at school anymore. I was like, I just do my track practice, I go home, I don't go back to the classroom. And he's like, good. But yeah, and then unfortunately Bill passed away over our winter break. They said he had what was it? He had an aneurysm followed, no, he had a heart attack followed by an aneurysm. So it was like, Sherry Bug D, what's up? So yeah, I mean, like Bill was really cool. So I think, he made so many good friends that I think this like, celebration of life is going to be pretty chill, pretty cool. I don't think Bill ever saw me in makeup. So Bill, I'm wearing makeup for you today. um, because I don't really wear makeup at school. It's like Vaseline on the lips and maybe some chapstick or some like colored chapstick. Maybe sometimes lipstick, but yeah. So I don't know why whenever it seems like whenever I'm like connecting on the ice and hurt my knee this morning. Oh, I'm so sorry. Falling on the ice, that's like that hurts. That is unforgiving. Um, Whenever I'm like connecting to certain energies, like with my boyfriend's cousin Kathy, who's this big singer, I like felt compelled to sing for her while I was in the shower. And while I was taking a shower again this morning, I was feeling like, I was thinking all this like good things about Bill and like all the good times we had and things like that and all our chit chats. And I just really felt like bursting out into song. So I've been like singing all morning. So I've been in a really good mood. I mean, I'm not like I'm sad that my friend's gone, but he really was in poor shape. Like he was in really bad shape, and he was such like a happy guy sad for, you know, having all these like happy memories. So I can only be happy when I think of my buddy, like, you know, so yeah, and like he has like a really good energy, and so it's not a sad energy when I feel him around, because I felt him come by a couple of times and I'm like, what's up, Bill? You throwing parties where you're at? So yeah, I always feel like, well, I'm naturally a happy person anyway, but well, I mean, it's been feeling really, like I've been feeling really joyful, if that's how I want to put it. Um, so yeah, he was good dude, very good dude. Oh, actually, you know, at the school, most of my friends, like the ones that, you know, I want to talk to and hang out with, and is the janitorial staff. Like those are my buddies. I mean, I have, yeah, you know, I get along with the teachers, um, but I don't think I have any teacher friends at the school that I want to go hang out with and like I want to go eat lunch with, because usually I just eat alone in my classroom at lunchtime or alone during nutrition break, which is kind of sad because I'm like in the dungeon eating alone. But yeah, I just like if I'm gonna hang out and talk to some people, I think that the janitors at my school are like the coolest people ever. I love hearing their stories, and like everybody's from like a different part of the world, and yeah, they're just really, really cool people. And so yeah, so that's what I'm doing later this morning. And then I don't know what I'm doing the rest of the day. I think he's supposed to have like some sort of hermit energy in your current career. You know, that's funny you say that, Green Owl, because, you know, if you do the whole numerology, you know, 2018 with my birthday is the hermit card. So I guess this is a hermit year for me. I am, yeah, I guess I kind of do think I'm kind of a loner dude. But yeah, I think I've kind of always been that way. I mean, I have my groups of friends and, you know, I can be very gregarious, but for the most part, I think I'm kind of like an on my own, I just do my thing type of person. So anyway, enjoying some good tea this morning. And I'm even busting out my good shoes for Bill. So I'm gonna be wearing my shoes that I got when I went to go sing in the opera in Italy. So Bill is getting my Italian shoes. He's getting me all dressed up with makeup. So Sherry Bug, oh yes, and working on her knee, so ibuprofen, definitely. Make sure that you're elevating your knee as well. And what's also good? Epsom salt. Epsom salt for just healing swelling, you know, in general. Like if you want to take an Epsom salt bath, that's really good. I told that to my athletes whenever they get injured, or if you ever fall or something, like Epsom salt baths are really good. Definitely ibuprofen. And then I know it sounds counterintuitive because you felt on the ice, but icing 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, to kind of, you know, restrict blood flow to the area. And then when you take a nice hot shower, like they say do ice and heat, because what you want to do is kind of restrict blood flow, then bring the blood flow up, so it's kind of a cycling of blood through the injured area, because blood is kind of what makes us heal. So you kind of want that, reduce the swelling, bring heat, reduce the swelling, bring heat. So, you know, if you can do that, you know, just warm up a bag of rice or something, you know, and that can be your heat pack. so so yeah, I brought a few. Oh, I don't, before I forget, and I wrote this down for myself. Okay, since you guys are my live chat crew, okay, so as you know, I have my magical healing salves in my Etsy shop, Kittens Waits Tarot, and I have the 4 ounce, although I think I'm sold out of the 4 ounce right now, and then I have these 2 ounces. However, there were 3 of the containers that when I went to pour in the like salve, it was a little too hot when I had poured it in, so it, if you guys can see, it kind of warped 3 of my containers. And so what I figured I would do is like do a discount on these. I mean, they're fine. The little caps screw just fine, and the salve inside is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with anything except that they look a little wonky. Like, you could see that one, this one, and this one. So it doesn't make the labels look that pretty because the little containers are wonky. So I don't want to sell them for full price on my shop because, you know, sometimes people, well, especially me, like I'd be like, why is my container all wonky? So I figured I would take $2 off these salves. Sav says I'm melting. Yes, I'm melting. So I have a coupon code for my live chat crew. So it's called, the coupon code is live chat as all in one word. And so from now until, well, it says 2/15, but on Etsy, I think like morning of February 15th it stops. So I would say like through Valentine's Day, it would just be $2 off these ones. So my like wonky ones. So I don't know if you guys would be wanting a discount and you don't mind these being a little wonky. So that's, you know, I'm not going to sell them for the 10. They would be $8 with the live chat crew coupon code. You know, if you're looking for some healing salve, so really good for lips, dry body parts. I've been using the one that I have in my cabinet on a pretty big mosquito bite on my knee, and it's really good at like instantly taking away the itch. And then like one of my friends been using it for diaper rash, and she was getting some dry areas from breastfeeding, so she'd been, it says it was helping her with that. So yes, if you're interested in getting my healing salve but you would like a discount on the healing salve, then you, my live chat crew, use coupon code live chat crew and get $2 off the 2-ounce healing salves. So you would just put that in checkout from now through February 14th, and it'll end on the morning of February 15th. So if you don't mind the little wonkiness of the bottles, then, you know, like I said, the top screw perfectly fine, but I don't want them to go to waste. And you know, and I spend a lot of time making my salves, and you know, I don't want it to, yeah, I don't want them to just go by the wayside. And you know, I figure the containers are still pretty good. So if you guys are interested, then yes. And my Etsy shop again is Kittens Waits Tarot, all is one word. Okay, now we have that aside. So yeah, I thought I would just offer that to you guys because you guys are my homies. And what else do I have over here? Oh, so I was at Walmart the other day, and I'm always looking for new altar cloths and spread cloths. And so I have an altar cloth now, but I don't think I'm going to use it till either Ostara or maybe the summertime. But it's pineapples. Like, this would be so cool. Like, I love lots of, you know, flowers and tropical and happy, lively altar cloths. They just make me so happy. So yes, I will be putting this on my altar maybe somewhere around that time. Are your earring butterflies of transformation? You know, I was thinking about that when I was picking out my jewelry, you know, to get dressed up to go later today. And I was realizing everything I was choosing is transformative or growth. Like this necklace, which let's see if you guys can see it, one of my cousins who just graduated high school, she got this for me for Christmas, and it's a little lotus. And to me, you know, I see that as like coming to the surface, you know, the lotus flower coming to the surface, transformation. And I was like, oh, you know, that's interesting, I would choose that. But, you know, then again, I am going to my buddy's memorial service, and then I chose my earrings as well. And these earrings were from my aunt who passed away a couple of years ago. And so I was like, I think I'm like in a transformative mood, you know. And then, you know, I have my healing jade, I have my tiger eye, all of that's like, you know, regeneration, growth, transformation. So yes, I am feeling in a transformation-y type mood. But I think so is my entire year going to be transformative. Oh, thank you, Green Owl. I put a video up on YouTube. It was like a healing energy video, and I just kind of put out a general healing just so people can kind of see how I do my distant healing, because I've had it in my Etsy shop and I don't think people know exactly what it is. So I was like, well, you know, I don't mind like showing everybody what I do, and you know, and in the process sending out some awesome healing. And it was just really short. It was just meant to be a general, you know, opening yourself up, feel good. And I believe the title of the video is A Healing Energy for You. And I ended up getting quite a few emails, like private emails through Tarot Kittens Weights and Tarot.com, and people saying like how they, you know, what they felt when they watched the video and things like that. And it was, wow. I'm kind of like taken aback by, you know, all the positive things that people said, and it just, I don't know, it felt really good. And then I'm thinking, you know, maybe once in a while I'll do something like that where, you know, I put out a video, a healing type video, where all you have to do is just like leave the video go in the background, or at least know that it's there, and just like open yourself up to, you know, some healing. You probably don't even have to watch the video. And yeah, I mean, it felt really good to do. Oh, and I wanted to show you guys, this was the stone that I had used for that video. So this is, I believe it's pronounced amphibole or amphibole quartz. And to me, you can just see like forests, and I don't know, it's just a different world inside the stone, and it's very powerful. And it's the first time that I used this one, because I usually use a different quartz stone or some other different quartz stones whenever I do my healing energies, and usually I've just done it for friends and family and people that I know are ill, and I energetically ask them, is it okay that I send you some energy? And so I decided to use this one for the video, and I started I started tripping out while I was like meditating and pushing out the energy. And I think it doesn't really show in the video, but like what was going on internally was, it was like my guide horse was freaking coming out of my chest, and there was all this stuff going on in my body, and I could feel, oh, Sherry Bug, thank you, I'm glad you liked it. And I could literally, it felt like energy was like, just, it was so big and round, like in my chest, this energy, and I could, you know, feel it coming out of my hands, which I normally do, but it was to a more extreme extent than I've ever felt before. It felt like it was just like pumping, and I was just like, whoa, like holy cow. And then I usually have a couple of different guides that are with me when I'm doing this, but there was a guide that I have never seen before that was just popped up and was like talking to me, and it was like somebody was actually like, you know, sitting next to me, like in full, you know, like dense human form, even though I had my eyes closed, you know, I was meditating. It felt like this person was right there, and I could see him. I could see like every pore in his skin, you know, and just like talking me through it. And he was telling me what I was doing, and he was like, you know, don't stop, like keep pushing, pushing, pushing. And then he told me when it was time to pull back, and he was telling me kind of like it's okay, like don't be alarmed that this bigger energy is coming through. He says we're trying to reach as many people as possible. He says whether or not they're watching your video. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right, you know. And he was, let's see if I could describe him. He was like this Native American. He was a man, and he had, the only thing that was fuzzy that I couldn't really see, although I could like really see his face, and he had he was very masculine, like the like deep wrinkles around the eyes, and but he wasn't old, like old, like I would say it was like sun weathered skin, you know, but I don't think the man was old. It looked like he was, I don't know, it was late 50s, which is not old, but he had these just like deep lines, and kind of like good muscle tone, but also like he'd been in the sun too long, or for long periods of time. But he had, it looked like black feathers in his hair, But that part was kind of fuzzy. Like I couldn't see that part that well. I mostly could just see his face and Jack LaLanne. Different than Jack LaLanne's energy. Jack LaLanne has popped in before, but this was a different dude. And his hands, he had these really strong hands. And he had like some blue, dark blue, bluish brown type beads around his hand or his wrist. He was wearing like leather, I guess leather pants, but they seemed like handmade. Yeah, and it was just like he wasn't talking with his mouth, by the way. Like his mouth wasn't moving when he was talking to me. It was like all like brain to brain. Like I could hear him talking. And he was just like, you know, it's okay, like keep pushing. And wow. So yeah, that was a trippy experience. So I don't know what you guys are feeling on your end, but on my end I was just like, whoa. So I decided last night, yes, let me know, Green Owl, like what you get from that video. Yeah, that was a trip for me to do. So then last night, one of my good friends, she texted me. First she texted me a really gross picture of like her dude's arm. I was like, and she's like, sorry for the gross picture. Her guy actually got bit by a brown recluse spider. And she's like, I thought they were just in NorCal. And I was like, no, we have brown recluses down here. I said, my stepmom's found them in the garage. And she said, well, he's working on the car and he got bit. He thought it was a black widow spider, so he was trying to treat it himself. And then she came back from St. Louis because she had an opera gig over there. Next time I do a healing, to use my spirit recorder box. Yeah, I mean, that would be interesting to do. I mean, it would be hard. I'd probably have to record it because I'm not paying attention too much on what's going around me. It's mostly, you know, I'm in deep meditation. But yeah, I think that would be interesting to use the spirit box and then record it so I can see or hear what's going on. Yeah, so he was trying to like take care of it himself, Sherry Bug, and like she came home and she's like, what's wrong with your arm? And he said, oh, I got bit by like I think a black widow. And she's like, go to the doctor. So they went to the doctor. They did some blood work, and turns out you know, by the looks and what was going on with the arm, they said that was the signs of a brown recluse. By that point, I don't want to gross you guys out, but you could see his bone in his forearm. Like it had eaten its way all the way down. Debridgement, yeah. So he's on a antibiotic IV right now. He had surgery on it yesterday. They put him on anti-venom, and she was like, she was freaking out. She's like, if there's anything you can do, she goes, you know, you're my best friend. You're also my very witchy friend. She's all like, if you could just send Dave some healing, he's in a lot of pain. She was like, I feel like helpless. Like I don't know what to do for him. She goes, I mean, the doctors say, you know, they're fixing him up, but she says he's just in a lot of pain. And so I said, okay, so I did a healing last night. Again, same dude showed up to kind of walk me through it. And she texted this morning and she was like, well, if you did the healing somewhere late last night, she says it was at that point, and Dave said that all the itching and the burning he'd been feeling had dissipated, and he was able to finally get a good night's sleep. And she says he's in a lot less pain. And so she says it could have been you, could have been finally the antibiotics finally doing something, but this is could have been a combination of everything. But she's like, thank you so much. And I was like, hey, you know, anytime I will try to help. And then she had another question. She said her little nephew, which I think he's like Samantha the Card Girl, hey. She said that her nephew, yeah, he's about like 5 years old ish, around there, and he and his mother, which is my best friend's sister, they live up north near St. Louis, so you know, she was kind of visiting them when she was doing her opera thing, and that her nephew for the past 2 months has been waking up every single night at 3 a.m. crying, running into his mother's room, telling his mother to make the lady leave him alone. And the mom's like, I don't know what lady you're talking about. And she figures he's just having a reoccurring nightmare every night at 3 a.m. for the past 2 months. She says, but it's driving her crazy because she's like, I'm losing sleep, and this kid keeps crying, and he's trying to come into bed. And so she says then the other night, while the son was sleeping with her in her bed, he woke up screaming his head off at 3 a.m. again. She says she woke up too, and she looked above her bed, and she says there was a column of light in like humanoid form, sort of. She says floating above her bed, and that freaked her out, and because she thought this had all been in her son's head. And so then that's when she contacted her sister, which is, my best friend. And my best friend's like, what is that? What can they do? Like, he's just a little boy, it needs to leave him alone. And so I gave them some advice last night, and I went to like connect with that energy and like try to from a distance find out like what's its business, why is it there, and right away like all my guides were like shutting me down, like, nope, you're not connecting with that energy. And right away I felt like all kinds of like creeped out and weird. I was like, oh, okay, so I'm not connecting with that energy, all right. So I don't think it's bad, it's probably just pretty low vibes, so, or like evil, whatever, just low vibes. So I told her, what to do, that you can firmly tell it to leave you alone, whatever they believe in, religion or guides or whatever. I said you can tell those guides, saints, whatever, to, step in and have this person or thing leave. And then I told them about, saging the house, but also playing really happy music. And I really believe in, song and things like that. Isn't 3 a.m. like a time that is supposedly when something bad shows up? I don't think something bad, because but it is time for a student of Padre Pio. Yes. Yes, Padre Pio. Because I wake up every now and then at 3 a.m. and sometimes if I wake up several nights in a row at 3 a.m. I know that there's something trying to contact me. Not necessarily bad. Sometimes it's family members, and I don't consider them bad people, but I do have to then start setting boundaries before I go to bed, even though I try to do that anyway, but it's more like a firm, hey, you guys that are trying to talk to me at 3 a.m., as a human person, I have a job and a life, and as much as I would like to chit chat with you at freaking 3 in the morning, I have to get up for work anymore, in the morning, which you guys don't have to do anymore because you're dead. So if you could just let me sleep, that would be great. And usually they stop and they apologize. And I was like, if you want to contact me during the day that's like not during work and not driving, then that's cool, but not 3 a.m. So yeah, so I'm waiting to find out like if that works, because he hasn't gone a night where he hasn't woken up screaming. So we'll find out if tonight, everything is copacetic. So how are we doing on time? Okay, we're still doing good on time. I brought a few decks over that I have been working with, and I just wanted to show them off. One of them I think I showed at the last live chat. It says nighttime is interesting for me. I was born at 4:11 a.m. and wake up almost nightly at that time. This is Green Owl. Wow, 4:11. That's like perfect magical numbers. I like it. 4 is my lucky number, and when I see 11s, I'm just like, I know that good things are to come. So you're born at a lucky time, but it might get annoying though, waking up at 4:11 every morning. I myself, I was born at 5:01 p.m. So born right at dinner time. But I have the Animal Wise Tarot. Heather, I actually, to be honest, I have been waking up the past couple of nights, not last night, but the night before and the night before that, waking up at 3 a.m. So I know that there was something, but it was weird because I I woke up and I was daydreaming at night, but not night dreaming. You know where you're dreaming and then I woke up to go use the restroom. I came back. I got into bed and I didn't fall back to sleep. I started just getting lost in daydreams until at some point I like kind of looked up because I have a projection clock, my Hello Kitty projection clock. Layer Cake Arts is here. And I looked up and it was like almost 4 a.m. and I was like, what the deuce? I gotta work tomorrow. Why am I laying in bed daydreaming when I should be night dreaming? And then I like immediately went back to sleep. But it was so weird because I was dreaming about or awake dreaming. I don't know if this makes any sense because what I've been really working towards is I eventually want to leave my teaching job, and I've told people it's not because like I hate kids all of a sudden or something like that. It's just I don't believe in a lot of the politics and all of that and the way schools are being run, and I would like to help kids in a different manner if I could. Your dreamscape is really active lately. Well, yeah, so is mine. And you know, and I really want to dive into like really pumping up my company, Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, which is why I'm doing, you know, my Patreon thing. Not, you know, not because like I want money to make YouTube videos. You know, I want to try to get my business off the ground so that I can try and do more things. Like maybe I can offer more things. Maybe eventually I can start doing workshops, you know, and I obviously at some point would not need to rely on Patreon because, you know, my company would start generating enough revenue for me to do these things. But I just feel like really called to like just help people differently, help kids differently, help just people differently. And so in my daydream at night, I was doing that. Like I was in the middle of leaving my job, and I was nervous, and I was trying to figure out, you know, I would have to cut back on certain things in order to make ends meet, but then I knew that it would be okay. And then that's when I was like, wait, what the heck am I doing? It's time. It's 4 a.m. Like I gotta get up for work in the morning, you know. So I stopped my daydream and I went back to sleep. But yeah, I've had all sorts of. Well, that was like a crazy daydream at night. But I've had all these like crazy. Sounds like a plan for manifestation. Yes, it does. That's something that, like, I want more than like anything in the world right now is to manifest that. Yes. um but there was one crazy dream, and actually I should write it down because I still remember it. And I think it was just my brain, thank you, like taking everything that happened that day and just making this like, I don't know, crap boiled dream. So like in my dream, there's okay, if you watch Star Wars, do you guys know who Darth Maul is? The guy with like the red and black like painted face, kind of looks like the devil almost. Okay, so Darth Maul is in my dream, being evil as always, you know, from the dark side. And Darth Maul has a father who's really sick, but the father can't like the father can't talk, like he can't verbalize what he wants, but it's like he's trapped in his own mind, and Darth Maul is sick and tired of taking care of this old man. So Darth Maul, being evil like he is, lights his father on fire in my dream, and then the old guy gets up and he's like screaming, you know, and Darth Maul's laughing, and I'm like, what? Like somebody just got lit on fire, like, oh my god, you know, and I don't know what to do. And this is like it's happening on a park bench in the middle of like this really like beautiful park is like where this is happening, and I'm like looking around like, is there anybody to help this person? And I'm like trying to bat the flames off the father, but you know it's too late. And then the Terminator shows up, and the Terminator goes and kicks like Darth Maul's ass. And then somehow we're able to save the dad or something. And then we start going on this walk, and we're like on this journey, And it's, by the way, it's me and the Terminator. It's me and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And you know, he's full like freaking Terminatored out, you know, all in his black leather coat. And we're just walking down this beautiful sidewalk in this park, and it's like these cherry blossoms are falling, and we're just having a nice little walk, and we know that we have to meet these people at this, like, I don't know, like little restaurant stand or something. And so we get there, but we're early, and we don't know if the people that we're supposed to meet are actually going to show up, but I just know that I need to be there. And he's like, that's okay, we can wait here. And I'm like, well, it's fine, because I don't mind being here because it's so beautiful. And I just remember just watching the cherry blossoms fall and not caring that maybe those people won't show up. I just like that I'm hanging out with the Terminator, and there's these beautiful cherry blossoms everywhere. And so that dream makes absolutely no sense, but I just remember it, and it makes me laugh when I think of it. And I had this dream a few nights ago, so I don't know, maybe it was just a crackhead dream, and it was just a mixture of like things I'd seen that day, all just sort of trying to figure out how to make a dream out of it. But yeah, usually for a crazy dream, I usually don't remember them, you know, unless it's something that I'm supposed to remember. So I don't know if that's actually like a dream that I'm supposed to remember. But I don't know. If you guys want to dream interpret that, like, you go right ahead. But I think it's just a crazy dream. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's like what it is though. I don't know how to interpret that. So yeah, you guys go ahead, try to interpret like Terminator in the park with cherry blossoms and whatever, going to the little hamburger restaurant with that we're early to, where there's, and it kind of looked deserted, by the way, but we were just supposed to be there. So I don't know. And Darth Maul lighting his dad on fire. That was pretty jacked up part of the dream, but everything else was pretty pleasant. Okay. Okay, we're still good on time. Still good. I think I don't have to leave till about 10:30 or so. So we are still good. Okay, so let's see. Park is potential, cherry blossoms is new beginnings. So a struggle over something between good and evil. Okay, so these are all good. So Green Owl had said that the park is potential and the cherry blossoms is new beginnings, which that's something that I'm working towards. Sherry Bug said it's a struggle over something between good and evil. Yes. That could be layover from that whole thing at the school with like the crazy family, and you know, me trying to speak my truth. That kind of could be what my brain is interpreting as a good and evil. Green Owl said Darth Maul is work, mundane. Oh, that's a good interpretation. That's kind of how I've been viewing my job. I don't, it's been, you know, when like I don't know how to describe it to you guys, but I like I've been saying, you know, what I eventually really want to do. I feel like something is going to happen. It's going to be soon. I don't think I'm going to be teaching forever. I've tried telling the world, the universe, like I don't know if I can do another. When I walked into this year to teach the seniors this year, it felt like all of a sudden everything was coming together, because these were the freshmen that I had, all of them, and now they're my seniors, minus a few of them that I didn't have before, including that kid from the crazy family. And it felt like my going away party, like this is how it ends, this is how I leave. And then I thought it was a weird thought to have at the beginning of the school year. And then now I'm like, I don't want to have another year. Like I can't. I'm like, come on, universe. I'm like, you gotta make something happen, because I'm trying as hard as I can, you know, to build my business and to, I said, because I need to move out of it, and I need to be in a place where I'm helping more people and I'm giving more of myself. I was like, I can give more, I can do more. And I'm like, come on, like I can't, I don't. So every time I go into work, it's, I don't know, it kind of hurts a little. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe that. And the fact that I'm in a dungeon this year, literally I'm underground in a dark room where I don't get to see the sunshine till I leave and go to track practice, which I love track practice. Like, track is fun. But yeah, don't bore you guys with that. The Heart Road said, it could be that you started out seeing the bad in the world, but the Terminator helped you live moment to moment. That could also very well be tied in too, because, you know, as you know, I was having like that crazy situation at school with the family, and who knows if it's still ongoing, but I don't know, who cares? And I was feeling like really down, like, man, you know, is this what the world's come to kind of feeling, you know, where people just don't want to work for anything. And then I felt better when it's like the other teachers and my union reps had like come to my aid, and they were all willing to help me out and, you know, pumping me up. So that could be it, the whole like Darth Maul and Terminator. Layer Cake Art says, yes, timing and waiting feels so defeating sometimes. It's like the universe is trying to create the right opening for you. And then Green Owl's trying to figure out what represents the authority. Yes, definitely. Yeah, and I don't know. I've had in my deep meditations, I've been talking to Lakshmi a lot lately as well, and you know, Lakshmi being of prosperity and everything, and she was telling me, because I said, oh, Lakshmi, I said, I don't want to teach anymore. I said, what, you know, the values and morals they're instilling in the children and what they think they're prepping them for, which is mainly just somebody else's agenda. You know, I don't like that. You know, that it's like I feel like I have to lie about like, oh yes, you do this because it's good for you, even though I don't feel like that's training them for anything. Or, you know, it's just like somebody ticking off a box and saying, oh yes, our kids do this, you know. And I'm like, but for what purpose other than to check off a box? You know, I believe that they should be preparing their characters, you know, for the world to be good people. You know, that's what I want to prepare kids to do. And I try to incorporate that into my class as much as I can. But all that other stuff, I'm like, really? So yeah, so I'm like talking to Lakshmi, and I'm like, and this was, by the way, I meditate when I'm doing my acupuncture. This was last Saturday. And I'm like, I don't want to. And she says, it's coming. She goes, don't worry. She says, but you have to be patient. She says, we're trying to find, like you said, the right time for you to move from one area to the other. And I said, well, you know, I said, I know I can just quit my job, but then there's repercussions. Like, well, then how am I going to pay my bills? And, you know, I have a lot more on me than I did when I was in college. Like, now that I'm an adult in an established career, I said I have a home, and, you know, luckily I don't have a car payment, but I was like, you know, I have a home, I have some bills, you know, people rely on me, and, you know, I can't just quit and be like, okay, the bills will pay themselves. You know, I can't do that. And she says, I know. She says, but we're, like, she kept saying, yeah, we're putting you into a place where you will be happy, but you will be of most benefit to the world and to everybody else. And I said, like, will that happen soon? And then she looked at me, she's like, this is not the lottery. People don't just win the lottery. And she says, and all is good. Like, she says, it will be a slow progression. And then I was like, will it start at the beginning of next year, or will I have to do another school year? And she's like, it will come, be patient. I can't tell you when. She says, because there are choices for you to make in the meantime. But she says, just know, we're not just going to throw lottery winnings on you. She says, you know, but you will you know, there will be prosperity in what you do. She says you will be, you know, financially stable. So I was like, okay. I said, I don't need to make lots of money. Like, I don't even care. I said, I just need to pay my bills. That's all. That's all I need. So yeah, that's, waiting is like, oh. Sherry Bug said, I think the old man burning could be an aspect of your spirit, what was being destroyed and what was then saved. Wow, that is pretty deep. That is pretty deep. I like that interpretation. You guys are coming up with some really good, and I love how all your interpretations, like, I think they all like go together, and you guys are really helpful. See, I like that. I like doing these live chats because I can get all this stuff off my chest and you guys can give me some feedback. So I dig it. So I would like to, I was called to before I started my live chat. I want to make sure that before I leave for my friend's memorial, I want to just do like a rapid fire quick card for everybody. But there was a card deck that literally flew out of the bookshelf that's behind me, which is, you know, my cards are all underneath here. And that was my Native American playing cards, which is interesting because I've been working with that Native American dude twice now, when I've been doing my healing energies. So with the remaining time that I have left, because then I have to jam in like 15 minutes, so I'll have to do these quickly because I think what it says here is that there are 11 people in the room. So I would like to pull a card, if you guys are willing, for me. New Age Lunatic says, I've not been dreaming the last week, but I think it's because I've been sick. I don't dream when I have sinus issues. Yeah. I don't know if I have dreams when I'm ill either. Okay, so Sherry Bug will be number 1. And New Age Lunatic, if you don't mind, as people are asking for a card pull, if you could just, like, I don't know, put their names in order, just let me know like who's next so I don't have to go back. Sammy's here, hey! So you're just in time. I'm getting ready to pull a card for everybody. So Sherry Bug would like a card. So if you would like a card drawn, just let me know in the comments. And then if New Age Lunatic doesn't mind, she will like put down the names or remember the names of in order, just so I don't have to keep scrolling through and being like, just making sure I don't miss anybody because I would feel really bad. Ali Levesque is here, hey! So I'm just doing a card pull for everyone. And so Sherry Bug, this will all be just kind of general ones because like I said, I have a memorial to get to for my buddy Bill. Okay. Okay, so Sherry Bug, before I pull a card, the image that I got in my head for you is like a little blue caterpillar. So that's just the image I got. Okay. Wow. Okay, so this is for Sherry Bug. So I see this as the King of Swords. And right away I was looking at those horns. This is the bull chief, by the way. I'm like, man, grab it by the horns, grab the bull by the horns. And it looks like taking charge of a situation, just like finally. It seems like there may have been a situation where not wanting to overstep boundaries, being like, well, you know, I'll just let it go, and maybe it'll just go away, but kind of looking like you have to be the King of Swords, where you just needed to come in and say, okay, you need to cut this crap. We're stopping this. So let me know if that resonates for you. King of Swords. Taking that bull by the horns, man. That guy looks awesome, by the way. Sherry Beck said, holy crap. Okay, holy crap, I hope good. Okay, was there anybody else? Christina is next. Okay. Thank you, New Age Lunatic. I'm so glad I have you here. Sinus issues are a snotty blockage. Green Allier's hilarious. All right, so Sherry Bug said it's right on. Excellent. Christina. Christina, the image that I got for you was a tooth or teeth. That was interesting. Okay. Oh, hold on. Just reminding me, my phone was reminding me that his funeral's coming up. Okay. Okay, so for Christina, I got this, which I see this as the Seven of Wands, or the Seven of Clubs, and it says cowboy. But I don't know, looking at the person in the picture, it seems, I don't know, like a sadness, and all I kept hearing was like, why me? Why me? And I hate to be like a downer, but it seems like, I mean, you're doing really good at, I say, sticking up for yourself or standing your ground, whatever this issue may be. But it seems like you're in an energy of like why is this happening to me? And it's not, I don't get that it's happening to you. It's just something that's happening, but that you would get through it. So I hope that makes sense. But I don't know, I just got so much sadness with this card. I hope that's not the case. But you will get through it if that indeed is the case. Just a little while longer. And I was getting the number 3s. So little while longer. Okay, was there anybody who is next? Sammy is next. All right. Whoa, okay. That card just literally flipped over on my hand. Okay. Sammy, okay, I started laughing. It's been a tough time lately. I'm sorry about that, Christina, but yeah, do you know it said it's not going to be forever. It's going to be short-lived, actually. So whatever sadness is going on is going to be short-lived. So Sammy, I got the 6 of Swords for you, but I love the energy that was coming through with this dude. So it says Upshaw. You know, and as we know, this 6 of Swords is like a journey, or an emotional journey. And it was almost like a silly feeling of like, where this guy is like, yeah, it's another emotional journey, but like, what's new? We've done this before, we've been there before. So no need to come down on yourself being like, another journey. It's like, yeah, like we go on emotional journeys all the time, you know, and this new venture for you, you know, it has a beginning, it has an end, and then you'll go on to another one. But like, he's like, what's the biggie? Like, it's no biggie. It really isn't. So I'm glad you like it, Sammy. But yeah, I like this guy's energy. I dig it. Okay. Was there somebody who is next after Sammy? Green Owl. All right. Okay, Green Owl. The image that I saw in my head for you was wooden shoes, you know, like in Holland. I don't know why I saw wooden shoes. Okay, we have Chief Joseph, and we have the King of Cups, or King of Hearts. You know, I actually, okay. For you, I don't think this is so much as a like a representation of something. I think this is someone, um, but someone who has passed. Have you had anybody who's passed who's actually named Joseph or something similar? Um, that's so interesting. It's like this guy is, well, not this guy, but it's like this energy who has so much love for you is hanging out with you right now because he thinks he needs to be there. And he's like, you know, I just want you to know it's gonna be okay, and I'm right here. So, whoo. Yeah, that was definitely a spirit energy for you. So that was not a gonna be happy about it. But good, yeah. So that was all right. So there's a dude there hanging out with you. He seems like a really kind-hearted energy though. The Heart Road is next. All right, excellent. I like that guy's energy, Green Owl. He's got a lot of love for you. Okay, the Heart Road. The Heart Road, the image I saw for you was a hammer. But it wasn't striking anything, it was just a hammer. Okay, this card I think really wants to come out, and I pulled it twice already, so it's the card for you. Okay, so I get the Five of Clubs, which I guess that goes along with the whole hammer thing, or Five of Wands. And you got this guy's name, or I mean, it's not his name, but it says Curly. I'm just seeing a conflict, but you know, with the hammer, but in the image I saw, the hammer wasn't striking anything, like it wasn't hitting a nail, it was just there. So it seems like I don't think you're involved in the conflict, but the conflict is around you, making you feel as if you're a part of it when really you're not really a part of it. It's just in your face. So I don't know if you can find a way to politely excuse yourself from the conflict, and I think that would be best for you. I hope that makes sense, that there's some sort of conflict happening around you, making you feel as if you're obligated to join their conflict when you really don't have to. It's their issues, they're around you, but that doesn't make it your problem. The issue of worker rights, I think. Oh, that would definitely make sense. So yeah, not to take it on as your problem, but you know, you can help, obviously, but you don't have to like be in it. Okay. Whew. You guys get me sweating whenever I pull cards. I can't be all sweaty at the funeral. You're very welcome, Heart Road. Green Owl said, could it have actually been the chief? We have a distant lineage connection. You know, it could have. It could have. I mean, but that very well could have. But I really like that guy's energy that was with you. I couldn't see features or anything. I just know it's an energy, a very soft, very kind male energy that is hanging out with you right now. New Age Lunatic says, if you have time. Oh, you're the last one. Okay. But if you have to cut you into time, we're cutting it short. Okay, so New Age Lunatic, I got you. Okay, New Age Lunatic, the image I saw for you was a heart-shaped box of chocolates. Ooh, and this is your card. Ku's well known. 8 of Cups. I like this guy. And I'm like putting aside like the meaning of the 8 of Cups, I'm now just going off this guy's his face and connecting it with the heart-shaped box of chocolates, which I know Valentine's Day is coming up, but that's not what it means. It's more like kudos well deserved. There you go. I know it says coups, but I'm thinking kudos, where it seems like you are being congratulated or at least thanked or recognized for something that you've done or have been doing, and it's feeling pretty damn good. So I'm kind of seeing like the chocolates, like how sweet it is to finally get that recognition. So I hope that makes sense. And I know you said you had to jam. So yeah, if you watch it back, then that was for you. But yeah, I like that. Just like, hell yeah. Finally getting some recognition around here. So anyway, I believe that's everybody. New Age Lunatic had to go. I have to go because my friend Bill, you're very welcome. He's having his memorial service, so I'm off to go, yeah, go say energetically some highs, miss ya, hope everything's well over on the other side for my friend Bill Kennedy. Yes, a safe and sane day. So I thank you guys all for coming. And quickly before I go, I'm going to send you guys off with some energy because I like doing this now at the end of my live chats, or my longer live chats. So I got my, woo! So I have my Amphibolite quartz. And here you guys go. Okay. All right. So, that took a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and I thank you guys so much for coming by my live chat. I always appreciate every one of you, and even the people that can't make it to the live chats when they're live. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate every one of you, and all of I'm having trouble with words. I'm a little empty. But yeah, I appreciate all the support, the feedback that I get, just talking with you guys and being in your guys' energy. Green sparks. You're very welcome. So yeah, I dig it, and I dig you guys, and I'm gonna go recharge before I leave so that I can drive. And I thank you guys for coming by. I wish you all a wonderful weekend, a wonderful Saturday. And oh, don't forget, live chat crew, if you would like to get healing salves that have, the bottles are wonky, but remember the salve itself is not wonky. And if you want to get it for $8 instead of 10, make sure you use the coupon code live chat crew until February 15th. So I will catch you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Thank you so much. Love to you all. And peace out. And oh, Heart Road says, thank you so much for being here for us. I felt the energy very strongly. I thank you for your honest and beautiful service. Thank you, Heart Road. And thank you to everyone. New Age Lunatic, I thank you. What would I do without you? Bye.